Kerrigan and the Zerg army for the campaign. It was a challenge because the Zerg are the most difficult of the art-wise for the races to make. And so we had to make sure to make everything very slimy and gooey and zergy without getting like gory or goofy or too weird looking. So there's a fine line with Zerg stuff. It's definitely the hardest race to do art-wise. After Wings of Liberty, she gets like de-Zergified, and she still has little elements you can tell. Like her hair looks different and that kind of stuff. But it was kind of fun to show her such a classic character back as like dressed up like a ghost again. It was kind of fun just having a fresh take on all that stuff. So we had a lot of fun with it. Well, that's the best thing. It's like the fact that we can use all the universes for Dota is awesome. You're fighting next to Thrall, next to the Witch Doctor from Diablo, next to Kerrigan. We're having a lot of fun doing it. But so far there's no rules. Like we're just like, hey, what's a cool iconic character? Like Thrall's in there because like, okay, he's a leader of the Horde. That's awesome. Let's throw him in there. And we have such awesome characters across the board. It's just it wasn't that hard. It was actually hard because there's too many fun ones to pick. We just try to pick the most iconic for right now, and we'll definitely add more as we go. So yeah, we try to take a lot of the skills that fit the kits already. Like if it was a WoW character, like Arthas or something, or like Uther, like back in Warcraft 3, he had certain powers for the Paladin. So we try to keep it kind of Blizzard-centric as far. And then there's some awesome games out there, but we really try and focus on our own development and just not worry about what else is going on, what everybody else is doing. Just make it as fun. If we know we're having fun internally, we know it's a good game. Well, the original one for Dota we brought to Blizzcon last year was really cool. We had fun with it, but it's more like a little mod, kind of some fun things we could do in between the expansion for the team. And we realized, hey, this could be a full product, a full game, and people really wanted to play it. They got really excited about it. So we sat down and said, okay, how can we make this into like put 100% focus on it? And really, it came down to stripping it all the way down to the basics and building it back up. Like all the mechanics are different. The heroes' abilities, they may have the same heroes as last year, but they all have different abilities than last year. And we have some really fun things, like the fact that it's really more accessible. We try to make quick games. There's not a huge, you don't have to go to a wiki page to look at all the different items and everything. There's only a few things to buy. We try to simplify it, make the games short and fast and fun. And also, instead of just kind of playing back and forth, we try and reward aggressive behavior. Like for instance, our towers, they actually have ammunition, so you can actually get them wore down, and they'll go down deep on power, lower, and then you can charge them. So it's kind of fun stuff like that. And also in the jungles, in between the lanes, you can actually take over the ogre camps, and then suddenly those ogres will now fight with you in the run-in lane. So there's a lot of fun things we do that I think are unique, and people are really going to have a lot of fun with it. It really is up to the community. It's really up to the community if it becomes an esport. I mean, we would like it, but it's always up to the community to make sure if it grows or not. But I think it's going to be very popular, and we have the whole BattleNet support for it, so it'll have ladders and matchmaking and all that kind of stuff, which I think is really going to help out too with getting matches that are more balanced and even. Again, we're just going to focus on our own stuff, and I think if we just make it the best we can, we have such talented people at the office that it's going to really just take off. So I have high hopes for it. We have that in multiplayer as well, so we try to anything we have in StarCraft, we try to make it applicable to Dota, because it's like, hey, this works great in StarCraft 2. I'm sure it'll work great for our Dota. The whole map in general is a lot of fun because we call it the cyber world internally, because it's kind of like this huge arena in space where the two lords of order and chaos get together and they bring all the heroes together. So there's even I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there's also stands where fans and TVs are. So it looks like an arena on the outside. And usually too busy playing to notice some of that stuff, but we really try to make it feel like a galactic arena and some more like a real sport. And the fact that we also have these huge chess pieces on there kind of just lends the whole gaming atmosphere. Any heroes you'd like to see from the WoW universe or any of the 3 universes, there's a good chance they're not looking at games. We put some of this stuff together really recently just for the show, and we haven't gone through like a balance pass yet. It's really just to show off the concept and the whole idea of it. We take StarCraft 2 very seriously on the esports front, and so as a company we want to make sure that all our games are balanced and have a lot of fun, so we're definitely going to address all that stuff.
I am the swarm. Vengeance shall be mine.